we move to the next news video, and the news videos start with the United States Championship Invitational, which, if you want to know what that is, it is basically WWE's way to find the next number one contender for the United States champion Austin Theory, as Theory has been U.S. champion for the better part, honestly, for what feels like the better part of the last year. But Theory has been a capable United States champion, but the company needs to find the next person to take the belt off of him, and that's what they're doing with the United States Invitational, as four men lined up last week on Smackdown, or this past week on Smackdown, for the first Fatal 4-Way, and then next week on Smackdown we're going to get another Fatal 4-Way, and the winners of the two Fatal 4-Way will collide in 2 weeks, and then the winner of that match will challenge Austin Theory, likely at SummerSlam, for the United States Heavyweight Championship. And the reality is, at this point, it will be Santos Escobar against the winner of the next Fatal 4-Way, as Santos Escobar defeated AJ Styles, Grayson Waller, and another opponent on SmackDown this past week, with the opportunity to potentially challenge Austin Theory for the United States Championship. That is a perfect way to find a new challenger, and also Santos Escobar himself is a more than capable opponent for Austin Theory and the United States Championship. We also move to SmackDown with the fact that former WWE champion Lashley reappeared for the first time since May on SmackDown this past week in conversation with the Street Profits, and also would leave with the Street Profits from the arena, leading some to think that the Street Profits and Lashley could be forming some sort of a faction, as there has been conversations for the better part of the last year, it feels like, that the Hurt Business could be coming back together, and the Hurt Business could be coming back together with the Street Profits as the tag team instead of Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. If the Hurt Business are getting back together, I think that would be beneficial to everybody involved, including the Street Profits, as they look to establish themselves as heels within WWE, as I think that is something that they may need. What I mean is that they may need something to help them help establish themselves as heels within the ranks of the company, as they've been babyfaces for that long that they may need a little bit of a push in the right direction as far as becoming top heels in WWE. And I, for one, with the potential possibility, with the likelihood that the Bloodline is done, I think having another heel faction on SmackDown would be a good thing. Now we slide over to Impact Wrestling, as Impact Wrestling had Slammiversary this past weekend, as Slammiversary is, in my opinion, their second biggest pay-per-view of the year, with the first pay-per-view being Bound for Glory, or their biggest pay-per-view, I should say, being Bound for Glory, and Mercedes Mone was in attendance for Slammiversary to show support to her best friend Trinity, who challenged for the Impact Wrestling Knockouts Championship against Deonna Purrazzo, and it has been reported by Fightful and PW Insider that Julia will defend the New Japan World Women's Championship against Mercedes Mone when Mercedes Mone is set to return from her injury that she sustained back in May. Right now, though, there is no official timetable of when the expectation is that Mercedes will return to the company, but all we do know is that Mercedes will be returning and going right back for the title that she was supposed to win and become the first champion, as Mercedes was supposed to be the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, but the result of the match changed when she realized she was injured, and that gave Willow Nightingale the opportunity to become a women's champion for the very first time. I'm unsure. I'm going back and forth if I want to announce or spoil anything from Slammiversary, but what I will say is the likes of Jake Something and Josh Alexander, as well as Eric Young, all returned to Impact Wrestling at Slammiversary this past Saturday. So props to Impact Wrestling for some big signings again, and not failing to impress for their big pay-per-view, as Josh Alexander now throws a wrench in what has become an even more interesting World Championship division involving Nick Aldis, Alex Shelley, and now the former champion, Josh Alexander. With that being said, that is it for me in this news video. We got another news video to come where we discuss AEW Collision, the Owen Hart Cup, and the G1 Climax. With that being said, stay tuned for the next news video, and I will see you again in that video.